Hi, welcome back to the Nail Chronicle. So this is another spooky Halloween design. I'm starting here with the UNT base coat. It's a peel off one, and the reason I'm using this is that because this is part of a competition where I'm recreating a few designs that they've posted up, and I want to be able to peel this off quite quickly. This enabled me to enter the maximum of 5 entries without having to do all 10 nails. So yeah, put that on, let it dry, and then moved on to my base color, which is a white china glaze, color Snow. Sorry for that being upside down. I was actually standing on the other side of the camera, so occasionally I forget that I've got to reverse things around. So I started here with just the single coat of white, and this one definitely needs 2 coats. I've never seen a 1 coater for a white. It's surprising actually to even come across a 2 coater, so I'm pretty happy with that. My only issue with the china glaze polishes is that the quality in terms of long lasting wear isn't quite there. So it's great for short-term designs, maybe you only want to wear it for a few days, because the polish itself is quite cheap. But if you're planning on wearing it for a week, you will have to use a lot more top coat just to protect it, or try to protect it. Even then, I still found it chipped really easily. One thing I want to point out as well, you may notice that I do get it all over my fingers. I'm just always a messy painter no matter what. One way of easily cleaning this up is actually getting a cheap makeup brush, and then just sort of tidying up around the edges with some nail polish remover. So just quickly finish off those last few nails and move on to the next design. So here, for the rest of the design, I'm pretty much using a dotting tool, and I start with the bottom of the nail to create just the base of the ghost. I then moved on to the mouth, and I wasn't as neat as I sort of had planned to be in my head, but that's right, it gave some different facial expressions, you could say, to the ghost. So I just took my time. If you're having trouble using the dotting tools, don't stress. It's taken me a long time to get my head around it. I've mentioned that before. And it's just a matter of getting the right amount of polish. If you get too much on there, it just blurts everywhere. And if you don't get enough on there, you can risk actually tearing the underneath polish. It's it's not so much hard to use the tool, it's just hard to get the right amount of polish on it. At least that's my challenge. If you have any other challenges with using dotting tools, let me know. I'm curious to see how other people find it when they're using it. So here I've almost done all the eyes, and just finishing off the mouth on this one. So I'm just taking my time, and you're far better off building it up slowly. So even if you do part of a mouth, or do a really thin line and then build it up to a thicker line, and just slowly sort of layer it up rather than doing a big blob and having to start again because you made a mess. So take things slowly and just build up those layers as you need to, and also just be patient with letting it dry and things like that, especially when you're mixing colors, as you'll see that I do in a second. So just drawing on the last mouth here. So that's another way, is just to kind of dot it across. Alright, and now onto the thumb. So you notice down the bottom here of this thumb where I've done sort of different height lines. I didn't intend for that middle one to be so tall. It sort of interacted with the mouth a little bit, unfortunately, but it kind of worked, and it worked for the competition. Generally when I shoot my hand, it's very hard to get my thumb in shot anyway, just because you end up with some really weird hand angles. Anyway, so onto the second one. So I've changed dotting tool size here, and just creating the little eyes on the black part. So this is kind of be like, monsters lurking through the dark kind of effect, which is really cool, and I really like this one actually. So I kind of was thinking maybe I should, if I was to do this again, I would do it with some yellow eyes, because that would look kind of a bit more creepy and spooky. But I was just stuck with the original design, as I didn't want to be disqualified if I changed it too much. You were allowed to change some aspects of it, because obviously you're not going to have the exact same shades, but given that this one's black and white, there's not a lot that you can really change. So there's only sort of one shade of black and white you can really get. So I'm just extending the eyes, and this is what I mean by building it up slowly. So I did those eyes a little bit small, and I just added a little bit to it. So each time I finished with my dotting tool, I just give it a little bit of clean with nail polish remover and the sponge. There is another sponge or makeup wipe sort of cloth underneath it, and that's to protect the stamping mat. I don't want to damage it. There's a link below to the site where I got this stamping mat from. Just a tip, if you want to clean your stamping mat, don't ever use nail polish remover, it will destroy it. Make sure you use a lint roller. It sounds weird, and like the first time I heard it, I didn't believe that it would work, and I just gave it a go, and it does work really well. It's just yeah, I'm not sure why, but it works, so I just kind of go with it. So here we're moving on to the blacks of the eyes in the spooky area, and just kind of slowly putting dots in. My eyes in this one for the ghosts were a lot more even than I have done in previous videos, but I still managed to get one eye at least not quite right. I'm just not that neat of an artist. I'd probably be what you could call abstract. Anyway, so here's my completed spooky ghost design. I hope you like it. I hope it gives you some ideas. It was really easy, and there's so many other tools that you could use. You don't necessarily have to use a dotting tool. You could use the back of a pen or a toothpick or something like that to create it. So anyway, if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and that little notification bell. There'll be a few more Halloween videos to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.